Hey everyone, it's your boy Main VR, and I just had to put my little 2 cents in on a new outrage of today, or new rumor of the day, which is Microsoft second guessing or double talking on VR, which is total BS. It's total BS. It wasn't what they're saying. What they're claiming Phil Spencer said wasn't what he said. They're kind of nitpicking certain things and not fully claiming what he said. And just as an example, there's an article right here on Road to VR. All right, and the title of the article. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right here. The title is pretty much saying head of Microsoft Phil Spencer of Xbox, Phil Spencer is giving mixed messages when it comes to VR. All right, and the gist of the article, which I'll read apart bits and pieces of it, just so you can kind of understand what I'm talking about here. This damn thing would load. All of a sudden, it doesn't want to load up here for me. Good Lord. But the gist of it, why this is loading up, was that Phil Spencer was having an interview, and in that interview, he was asked about VR and the Scorpio. So the headline is Xbox head Phil Spencer sends mixed messages on Project Scorpio and VR. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna skip down to the important part. So in an interview with The Guardian, head of Xbox Phil Spencer spoke about Project Scorpio and its future in the VR space as he sees it. All right. When asked, if VR was, one of the key parts, the vision of Scorpio, he answered by saying that they designed it because the consoles that are out today are powerful to give you high fidelity VR, which is true. The Xbox One can't do it at all. PlayStation 4, it's almost like a downgraded VR thing. It's not high fidelity like the Oculus or the Vive. So once again, that was a true statement on his part. So after saying that, you know what I mean, they kind of skip over a few things, and this is not Phil Spencer speaking, but actually after he said that you can't give high fidelity VR in a console-like experience, they then went on to talk about how it was a central message behind Microsoft Scorpio reveal, one of a renaissance, that there will be no title. Here we go. That there will be no titles running on Scorpio that weren't also available on Xbox One. Now, then it goes on to say, pushed on that point of the potential market faction, that's when he now says that they're very focused on the console games and what console gamers want. And he sees VR as something different. So what he's saying is the games that they're saying are the console games are the games that are going to be able to play between the Xbox One all the way up to the Scorpio. The VR games themselves are only going to be played on the Scorpio. They won't be going back and forth. And that's what he was saying, why he sees it differently. He doesn't see it in the same vein, because now people are going to try and call him out that, hey, you promised that the games that play on Scorpio are going to play on Xbox One. And he's saying, he's trying to already give you guys a heads up by saying they're two completely beasts in the Microsoft way of doing things. Scorpio games that are for VR are going to solely be on the Scorpio. The Scorpio games that are just games, like the next Halo that's on it, the next Call of Duty that's on it, they're all going to be able to play all the way down to the Xbox One. All right? So, and I'm pretty sure if you just read this, if they would just probably put in the whole instead of taking these bits and pieces, or and even within their article, reading their article, the gist of what they said, you know what I mean? The real title of this article is Spencer confirmed that Xbox One will never play VR games, because it's pretty much what he just did. Not that they're sending mixed messages about Scorpio when it comes to VR, because he's just 100% made it clear that Scorpio will play VR games and the Xbox One will not, because he's saying they're two separate, different things. Okay, so go ahead and hit that like, or you know what I mean, hit that thumbs up, or leave a comment if you disagree with what I have to say. But it's pretty much right there in the articles. If you guys can find any other information that points out any other way, I'm thinking that the title of these articles are just clickbaits. But the sad thing is, some people don't actually read in and figure out the underlying meaning, and then they put out bad information, and they start these rumors, which is just bad for the industry. So I think I mean, if people are doing things that are bad, I'm going to call them out on it. But at the same time, if people are being misled with bad information, I'm going to call that out too. And this is what I see is bad information, because what I'm reading from this is telling me Xbox One is not going to play a VR game. But we all knew that already. So I'm kind of surprised that I'm kind of surprised the person who's asking him the question even have to go there, because he first said the current consoles can't handle VR, and then he said that's why they're making Scorpio. But then the guy said, but you guys said all the games are going to be able to play back and forth between Xbox One and Scorpio. And he said, well, I see those two as two separate things, and all of a sudden now they're backing out of VR. Man, I don't get it. But once again, hit that thumbs up. Hopefully you subscribe to my page, because I'm going to keep it honest, I'm going to keep it real. And go ahead and leave your comment. I love to hear what you guys have to say.